Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's time for week 16 over on our Mission Inspiration Facebook group, and the weekly prompt for this week is reflect. So let me turn over to my overhead camera and I'll show you the prompt and then I'll go through what I'm going to do for this week. So this is the prompt for week 16. Reflect. So gaze into the mirror of introspection. Embrace the whispers of inner wisdom. Like a calm lake mirroring the sky, dive into the depths of self-discovery. Navigate with patience, for in the art of reflection, find clarity and transformation. Embrace the journey inward, where each ripple carries the promise of insight. There we go. So, reflect. Yeah, it has quite a few different meanings. It could mean reflect on or thinking back on things that have happened, things that that you've experienced or places that you've been. But it could also be more along the lines of a reflection, like a mirror, or like the Oracle quote says, like a calm lake mirroring the sky. So you can have the literal translation or the literal meaning of the word reflect, or you can have that reflect about looking backwards as well. So you've got different kind of interpretations that you can do for this week. But for me, I'm kind of taken with the idea. I recently watched a documentary about the life and work of Andy Warhol. Now, in Andy's later years, he did quite a few abstract paintings, like a Rorschach painting. Now, if you don't know what a Rorschach painting, it's one of those kind of ink blob paintings where it's done on one side and then it's folded over, and the ink or the paint is rubbed to create a kind of symmetrical image, and then you're supposed to say what first comes into your head when you look at that abstract shape. That's called a Rorschach drawing, or Rorschach paint, or Rorschach image. So, and I think I'm going to attempt to do one of those today. So first thing I need to do is I've obviously got my piece of card here. I've already scored it down the middle so that I can do a fold once I've added all my colour into or my bits and pieces, my drips and dribbles, if you like, on the one side. But before I did that, I wanted to add a little something in the background, because I didn't just want a plain white piece of card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some colours with some distress inks, just kind of blend all over different colours in the background before I add my ink. So let me just go and grab some colours and then I'll be right back. So I've picked out a few of my distress colours. I've got Peacock Feathers, which is a bluey colour, obviously, because you can see it. Squeezed Lemonade, and then Carved Pumpkin as well. If you're colourblind, blue, yellow, orange. Just leave me alone. All right. I don't want to point out the obvious, but dear me. Right, so I'm going to put some of the squeezed lemonade down onto the mat there. Add some water, whiz over with my fingers, and then I'm just going to turn it over. I haven't gessoed the card at all, and it's just thick cardstock, just like stamping cardstock. That's all it is. And I'm just going to add some of these colours down. Do a couple of attempts. You could even do this if you wanted to with a piece of polythene or a cello bag. And the difference with using a cello bag is that you can smush it around like a watercolour a little bit more, like that. But as soon as you pick it up again, you kind of lose a little bit. You could use acetate, you could use shrink wrap, cling film, whatever it is you call it wherever you are. and just literally create your own sort of abstract background just by smushing the colour. And of course it's going to be completely random, it's going to be completely unique and different for everyone, so just have fun with it. That's all I say, just have fun with it. Right, so we've got the yellow done. Let's move on to the orange, which is going to be a stronger colour. I should have a wet wipe to hand, shouldn't I? So I'm not getting my fingers all stained. Yeah, there we go. That's better. I'll keep that to hand. And then you can just start dipping it in and out, just to create a kind of abstract-y background. No rules, just play, just play. There we go. And then we can do the same thing for the peacock feathers. And again, these will dry lighter, so don't worry too much if they look a bit dark. Don't worry about it. These are just my kind of like favourite colours, but you could do whatever you wanted. Just let the paper absorb. Like I said, I'd not used gesso at all, so I'm just going to let the paper do its own thing. Should we have a little bit more yellow in there, or shall I do some pink? Should we introduce some pink? What have we got pink wise? I've only got Victorian, but picked raspberry, one lipstick. Picked raspberry, let's have a go with that. Not the sort of colour I would normally do, but let's embrace the crazy. Ew. Okay. Perhaps not so crazy after all. Ooh. Looks dark, but let's just see what it looks like when it's dried. All right, so all those colours have dried back quite nicely. So I'm hoping this next bit's going to work. I've got some black gesso, which is fairly thick, which is no good really. So I'm just going to mix it up with some water. And then I'm going to splatter it down. Just on half the page. Like so. Flip it over, and hopefully that's not smudged and turned into an absolute massive black mess. There we go. That's more like it. So again, bit in there, squidge. Okay. And then it doesn't matter if you get any on the other side because it will transfer over again anyway. Now, what did I do with that cloth a moment ago? Let's just get rid of that. I'm hoping I've not got black splatters all over my nice clean t-shirt, but there you go. Right, let's open that back up again. Still a little bit. So let's just add a little bit more. Like so. So I think that dried really quickly up there. That's more like it. Just a little bit more down here before it dries too much. And all I'm doing is just giving it a little bit of rub with my finger. Let's just add a few bigger splodges up there. There we go. And I think actually that will do. Let's grab another wet wipe. So you could try this with acrylic inks, but just be careful because sometimes those acrylic inks have a tendency just to splurge and just cover everything. Like they're a bit too matte, if you know what I mean. But have a go. Already I can see two eyes. What does that say about me? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Right, let's get that dried off. Okay, so that was the way that it was originally. So yeah, pair of eyes there. Look, possibly a big handlebar moustache, bit of a beard. So that could be a face, but if you turn it upside down and look at it that way, there are two ladies in Victorian dresses with bustles. Yeah, you can see almost anything in those, can't you? So let me bring back my page. So we've got reflect there. So I'm going to stick it down so that it's the Victorian lady way. I like that. I like that a lot. Right, so, but what I might do is only stick half of it down so that this side you're still able to flip up, which I think is a nice idea for an art journal page. So let's grab some glue. And I'm just wondering now whether I've stuck it down on the right side. Hey. That way, yes, that's fine. Half and half, like so. Leave that like that, and then what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of a quote. That I'm going to just snip out. Just printed this off on my computator. And like we said, these Rorschach drawings were used by psychiatrists and psychoanalysts and those kind of professionals, just to see whether or not you were you know, of sound mind kind of thing. If you saw lots of doom and destruction, death, that kind of thing, it just says a lot about your psyche, really. But if you're all dancing ladies and butterflies, I don't really think you've got much to worry about. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to maybe cut that up and put that on the inside here. There's no rules about how you display your art journal page. If you want to do half and half, do half and half. You know, you do you. That's what we've always said. And that's what we shall continue to always say. It's your art journal page. You do it the way you want to do it. So reflect and discover the depths of your being. Or perhaps the depths of your being is somewhere you don't necessarily want to go. It's what I've always said really about psychoanalysts and things. Buried and repressed memories are buried and repressed for a reason. You know, you don't, do you really want to be going in there? Because I wouldn't. Okay, so just to kind of finish that off, let's just do in line with the page, just so that it looks as though we've done this intentionally, which obviously we have. Let's just do some squiggly barbed wire borders. That's what I usually call that. And then because they don't have to be perfect. I've said this loads of times. Your art journal is you, it's yours. Like it a lot. I think that's it. I think I'm done. I'm happy with that, but what I will do is I will just sign it down here and put today's date, which is it the 20th today. It is the 20th today. 24. Can't wait for it to be 24/4/24. That'll be Tuesday next week, probably. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create my art journal page for this week's prompt, which was reflect. So if you have enjoyed watching this, please remember to take a moment to give the video a thumbs up, because it really does help me and the channel. Don't forget, you can share the video with your friends. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already for more weekly art journal pages like this one. But also, if you want to jump in with us into the Mission Inspiration Facebook group, that's the URL on the screen there. But there'll be a clickable link below the video here. All you have to do is just click the link and then just ask to join, and then you too can become part of the Mission Inspiration community. Nearly 5,000 strong now. Yeah, that's grown over the years, hasn't it? Considering it was only started as a joke years and years and years ago. Right, it's enough for me. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget, you can access your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. There's a link in the description area below. Thank you.